From CBS 4, this is Haystack TV, powered by HaystackColorado.com. Finding reliable services can be like finding a needle in a haystack. With HaystackColorado.com, finding the needle just got a lot easier. Now, the host of Haystack TV, Chris Kane.
Welcome to this Haystack TV Spotlight. About 1 in 3 drivers will be involved in an alcohol-related crash at some point in their lives. Being the victim of a drunk driver can be traumatic in many ways. Not only is your car damaged, but you're also suffering the pain of your injuries, you're not getting paid, and medical bills are piling up. The personal injury attorneys at Bachus Schanker can help. They only represent injury victims and their families. They're rated A+ by the Better Business Bureau. Both founding partners have been named super lawyers for the 3rd year in a row by 5280 magazine, and they have the commitment, innovation, knowledge, and resources available that make it possible for them to try to level the playing field for the average citizen. Kyle Bachus is the founding partner at Bachus Schanker. Thanks for being here.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, why don't you explain to us what the difference is between an alcohol-related crash and just a regular car crash for the victim?
Well, Chris, let me tell you, first of all, because our firm limits our practice to representing injured people, we're very uniquely qualified in this community to be addressing victims of drunk driving. And I will tell you that there are many different issues that arise in drunk driving cases. The first is, remember, the drunk driver now has a criminal charge against them, and so their cooperation in the investigation, their cooperation even with their own insurance company may be limited. The other thing is that not only do we want to look at the drunk driver, but we want to look at where did the alcohol come from. And there are very limited time frames in Colorado to bring a claim against the people who serve the alcohol if they served knowingly served an intoxicated person, or if they served a minor, for instance. So one of the things I would say is that anytime you're in an accident and there's a drunk driver involved, the issues are extremely unique, and it's the kind of case that really warrants a consult with a law firm.
Okay, and how does someone then get paid if they've been in an accident with the drunk driver for both their injuries and the damages to their vehicle?
Well, the good news is, in Colorado, every person who owns an automobile is required by law to have bodily injury liability insurance coverage. This is coverage that pays if you injure somebody else, even if you've been drinking and driving and you injure somebody else. Now, there are limitations on that coverage. The problem with drunk drivers, especially if they're habitual offenders, is a lot of those people don't have insurance. And if they don't have insurance, then we have to look to other resources. One of the places we look is to our own clients' auto insurance policies, because under their policy they may have uninsured motorist coverage. That coverage will literally step into the shoes of the at-fault driver and compensate our clients for their pain and suffering, for their wage loss, for their medical expenses. And so even if you're involved in an accident with a drunk driver and it appears that that driver didn't have insurance, or that's a habitual offender and somebody who really just needs to be taken off the streets to the criminal justice system, it's important to remember there are a lot of other resources that might be available to help compensate you.
Absolutely. Now, we hear from a lot of consumers when they're in an accident that they're not sure if the damages are enough to warrant even calling an attorney. But should they still call you?
What I would say is this. If you're in an accident and you've suffered injuries, remember, the at-fault driver is ultimately responsible for all of the financial consequences of the accident. The only way that you're going to be in a position to know, really know, whether the full measure of your damages are being compensated is if you contact a law firm to tell you about your rights. And the unique thing about this field of practice is that if you contact a firm like our firm, the consultation is going to be free. So if you have any questions at all, and we thought, well, maybe you do, maybe you don't need a lawyer, we'll tell you whether we believe, based on the facts and circumstances of your case, a lawyer is warranted.
Yeah, well, this is all great information, and people really need to take advantage of the free consultation. Thanks so much for being here. I'm going to tell our viewers how they can get a hold of you.
Thank you.
If you're a victim of any type of car crash, especially a drunk driver, don't wait another moment. Call Bachus Schanker today for a free initial consultation. They are one of the largest personal injury law firms in Colorado. Call them at 303-736-6105 or visit their website, coloradolaw.net. Remember that they offer free initial consultations anytime, 24/7. And if you can't come to them, they'll come to you. The number again is 303-736-6105. Bachus Schanker paid for this segment.